Glad I spotted that. There was no sound initially. Bring back that. Box 26, set 4 of 8, Harvard 402 MPA H160. And what I was trying to say was did this in 2016, one of these. Well, I don't think I've seen one in a box for a very long time. And it's kind of a gift box where you can see through the plastic at the front. I don't have a service manual, but I do have an instruction book on file. It's the Cybernet 002 F chassis. It's got the original mic in there. Tell you what, we'll do it with the original mic. It's got the "you can't get it" power lead. Wow! So hopefully this will be straightforward. Look at that, pretty immaculate. So you could say it's like the Mustang 1000, but they haven't got the Roger bleep on this. Same chassis, should perform really well. Right, what else was I going to tell you? One of the customers, you remember that boxed Major 3000? Well, he sent me this scan from a CB magazine at the time of the forthcoming attractions from Major. So the Major 3000 is the one I did the other day, and also the one I did for him a few weeks ago, which was £76. The Major 5000, there are only some pre-production prototypes around. I know a chap in Nottingham's got one. And did we see the 4000 base station? Well, no, only as the York 869. And then there was going to be a Model 2000 for £68, but that was really it. So I'm so sorry that it all went bust before they were able to kind of get the show on the road. So they're all Cybernet sets, and there you are, that's the Major ones. I must frame that and put it on my wall. It's much better than looking at vases of flowers and things. So we'd better take the lids off this. Made in Japan, 05838. So I'll tell you what, we'll power it up as it is. Wow. Wish we could get those connectors. They were obsolete by the time these were hit the streets. We were never able to get replacement power leads. Right. Don't know how long they think you want your bare wires, but we'll try not to short them together, not as it matters. Power supply is current limited. Right. Put the original mic in. Yeah, we see all these Yorks and Rotels, don't we? But we don't see the Harvard 402 MPA. Brackets H160 closed brackets. So we'll put that in the PA socket. And we'll plug that in there. That's the test equipment. So, the green display on these. Let's see what it does. Switch picture in picture on. What's our guessing? Shall we say 2.7 watts? Ooh, no. 3. So channel 40. 3. channel 1. Let's say 2.95. Low power isn't adjustable on these sets. We'll go back to channel 20. Put it onto low power if I can feel the little switch at the back. So we're on the 3 watt scale now, and it's doing 180 milliwatts. Put it back to high power. And let's see what current it's drawing. 1.57 amps. Lot of current. I'm surprised that I'm not current limiting. That is a lot of current for that output. Deviation. While oh, well, we're in the wrong scale. We are. While it's 1.9. We'll be doing the VCO because it's important on this chassis. Let's have a look at how on frequency it is. The test set's warmed up, so it shouldn't be far wrong. 27,790,978. 27,790,98. So really not far out at all. And let's look at the receive. So we'll put that into the signal generator. 27,790. There we go, that'll do me. Switch on the Cybernet meter. Let's go over to that. So for 12 dB, we've got a very good 0.45. For 10 dB, got 0.35, and if it'll do 20, it's 2.25. Squelch, turn the squelch to full, spot on where it should be, 100 microvolts, and the sensitive end, set threshold on the radio, signal generator back on, 0.27 microvolts. The meter on the front when we key up is plus. And on receive, 100 microvolts on the test set. Yes, oh my goodness, the miles too high. It is 30, 15, 17. Very generous. Meter lamp's working. Switches. Let's check PA. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2, low 1 2. PA's working, so the switches are working, pots are working, the sockets are working, the PA function's working, the mic's working, and the speaker's working. Well, that's ticked off a pile, hasn't it? Now I'll open it up. Usually end up changing the ballast resistor on anything with this chassis. It's usually a weedy 2 watt or even a 3 watt one, and so you can't be expecting to get 4 watts when the dropper resistor is only rated at 2 or 2.5 or whatever. So we usually put 7 in, so there's some, they're not getting too hot. I'll put that back on. Yeah, you don't see them that immaculate often, do you? It should be on tags. My goodness, that doesn't want to come off. That's up there, out of the way. It has got the proper type of ballast resistor in, so we shouldn't need to change it, and whatever watts we get, unless it doesn't move at all from 3 watts, is going to be fine. So that is not the weedy ballast resistor. Good. "40 years old and as immaculate as that. It still smells newish." Right, so as ever we need to start with the VCO on these, and I need to get a suitable service manual, which will be the Amstrad one. I don't know why didn't I have any Harvard manuals? I wrote to them. Perhaps they didn't do any. I can't remember the story now. So it's channel 40 you start off on these sets. So channel 40 it is. I can't remember whether we're on a... I don't know. I just can't remember whether it's a floating chassis or not. Looks to be like it is earthed. So far side of that capacitor, if we can get to it, and we should have on receive it's channel 1 you do it on. On receive we should have 2 volts, and we've got 2.1. Let's move that meter. So we're not going to adjust that. That's within what I'd expect. And on transmit, we should also have 2 volts. We have 2.4, so we'll have to adjust that one. So there we go on transmit. Back to receive, back to transmit. It'll drop as it settles. So we now go to channel 40. This is where the manual just isn't right. What do they want? Between 4 to 5 volts. Well, it's just under, and on transmit it's 3.3. That is in lock. This is experience. The trouble is it doesn't tell you what meter they were using. You know, for all I know they were using an Avo 8, but it doesn't say so. The Avo 8's the industry standard in the UK. Or was. Good. So that's that. So we now remember to go to channel 20 and just see whether we can get this little bit more out of the transmitter. I'd like it to be drawing less current. Actually, probably in a better position now. Usually on these earlier stages, they usually pretty much stay the same. So we're now at 3.2 watts. Still at 3.2. 3.2. Why is that coil like that? I don't like that coil on that because it does affect the transmitter. I don't think they've adjusted, because some adjustment is there on these coils with great care, but we've all seen the phantom coil stretcher and all the wrong frequencies those radios then transmit on. That's it. Sorting that out. We're a whisker away from 4 watts. Wow. I'm just going to go back on these two because it will have changed where they are. So we gained 2.2 in these adjustments earlier on. We gained nothing with the PA adjustments, but then straightening that coil out, which was like bashed, has given us the rest of the power. I don't need to look at it on the spectrum analyzer unless we have difficulty around scratchy corner. I'm not showing you the right meter all the time I'm doing this, so going to transmitter gain, you can see it's a whisker away from 4 watts. 3.9. Let's look at the other channels. 40. 3.9. And channel 1. Well, would you believe it? 3.95. It's gone the opposite way. So what's the current now? Let's go back to channel 20. It's 1.45. There we are. I thought that was a bit much. I don't know, that coil was just wrong. Let's go on to low power. See whether we've got more than 180 milliwatts now. We have got 340 milliwatts. That's a bit near a 0.4, isn't it? So it was TX adjusted. Now then, this meter on the front. That's the preset. It's supposed to be in the centre of the red zone. It's supposed to be on high power as well. Centre of the red zone. It's like the TX light in the window when you light up, just like the Mustang. And no Roger bleep, unlike the Mustang. Well, deviation. I've just got a sneaking suspicion that could be dirty. Give that a whistle or a wallow. Wallow, wallow. It's a fraction over the top now. Wallow. That's it. Spot on. Mr. Chippy says that Mustang 3000 with it is at his end was the best performer we've done for some time. So it'd be interesting if this is the same, with having the same works in it. So it's now 2.2 with a peak of 2.5. and that's now set, centre of the red zone. Let's do the frequency next. Let's put that up on the screen. So I want to be 27,79125. May not do it. No, it won't, will it? It doesn't matter. We need a different tool. We've got it a bit closer. It's in spec, it's 102 now. Well, let's have a look at this already excellent receiver. I'm really not expecting to get another ounce out of this. So we'll look at the oscilloscope and trying to remember which is the right one for the detector. I could look at the service manual, which is in front of me. Is it T10? No, it's T11. It's that one. Wow, that was a bit out. It'll sound a bit less garbled now. We'll get that down to 4 dB and we'll go over to the Cybernet meter. Do the front end. Already spot on. Oops, squelch has come in. Now for the IFs, we'll just go up a tad on the signal level. There we go. Let's see whether I've fixed it worse or not. So, here we go. So, for 12 dB, it's not 0.44. Well, I must have got another 6 inches on this radio of range. For 10 dB, it's 0.3. It's not 0.35, yes. And then if we've improved 20, will we have? It is now, yes, we have improved. It's 1.35. That was the IF bit of it. Let's just check we're still on frequency on the signal generator. 27791. Yes, we are. So that's all right. So I'm going to just recheck the squelch, because although I haven't touched the squelch, which is the preset. Is it that one? I'm going to have to check this now. Yeah, let's get that service manual back. Squelch is RV5. Yeah, squelch is that one. Signal meter's that one. So, once again, I'll tell you what, we'll put this on the attenuator controls. And we'll put the squelch to full. I want it to be 100 microvolts when it opens. 10, 30. No, it's opened early. So my improving the receiver has not helped me with the squelch. Now it opens at 100 microvolts. So let's see what we've lost off the sensitivity at the bottom end of the squelch. So set the radio to threshold. Switch the signal generator back on. It comes in at comes in at 0.34. That's not the clipboard, that's the service manual. So it has changed it a bit. So we need to do the signal on the meter. So with S9 on the meter, there's S9 on, and we'll just make sure the meter actually reads that and not this oversensitive daftness it does at the moment. So that's S9. Yeah, you'll never get plus 30. This is why it's probably been jigged like that. That's what would normally be plus 30, but it doesn't. But I'm here to set S9. $10 microvolts, 30 microvolts, 100 microvolts. I'm going to be a fraction more generous against my better judgment. We'll just have it there so it's a good 9. There we are, we're done. What a lovely set. I'm just out of interest, what can I hear down to? So that's 1 microvolt, 0.3. Let's change tones. 0.15, 0.1. I can still hear it's at 0.06, and my test set doesn't go any lower than that. So it's absolutely fantastic. And now it's cooled down. I wonder what the transmitter's doing. Exactly 4 watts. There you go. Mind you, when I do the on-the-air test, I'll tell Mr. Chip it's 3.9. Right, we'll get that put back together and we'll plug it into the roof aerial, which is the Antron 99 or whatever of similar type. Single story building this, and it's just mounted at about gutter level. So it's and the right ballast resistor. Wow. We'll unplug the test instruments from there. Lovely to see a board in that condition. Haven't even published yesterday's video yet, not finished editing it. The on-the-air test for the York 861, was it? No. Maxcom 30E. Yeah, we changed the speaker in that. If you remember when I had it on its own speaker, it was a bit rough. So I took the speaker out. It's just here. And when somebody did a respray on that, they didn't take the speaker out. So He's ended up with paint on it, which hasn't helped. And I don't know whether you can hear this. I'll just put it to the microphone. It's actually quite, when you press it in, it's kind of binding on its coil. So that's why that's been discarded. I did ask the customer if he wanted to do it himself, because there's no while it's in. May as well. So we've put a far inferior quality Chinese one in. Bet that won't last 40 years. But at least it makes the radio work. There we go. So we'll put that on the bench dog, and we'll put it on the aerial. And then we'll wrap up this video, turn off the test gear, and get Mr. Chippy to go scratchy cornering.
1919, a copy. Anyone on there, come on.
Bring it back for your copy. No, he wouldn't hear me, would he? Because I'm on 4 watts and he's not.
Thank you, Phil.
19 a Roger.
Andy.
Phil and Andy. Right, we'll leave that on Mega Chippy channel. What a lovely set. Thanks for watching.